Choosing safety, a journey through divorce, custody, and healing. I'm FM 23, finally divorced as of Monday. My ex-husband M 23 was emotionally abusive. We were together from 2018 to 2023. Got married in 2019. His best friend's girlfriend admitted to flirting with him and trying to have sex with him and having sex dreams involving him. After this, she had to come to my house 3 separate times with others to play D&D. It was unusual because they had never played this much before in a month. I told him I didn't want her in my house anymore. I paid the mortgage and all the large bills myself and helped him with bills if he needed it so he could get weed. He essentially told me he couldn't do that. He told me he found her attractive as well, but didn't have permission from either partner, and she was his best friend's property, not his. He would vent to her about all of our issues. She knew more about my relationship than me, probably. So I told him I wanted to leave then. This was the catalyst. I told him it was over and had sex with someone else a few weeks later. He only got physical after I did that. I told him I didn't want to be with him anymore and was actively seeing someone else. I was hoping that someone else would help him leave me/move on, but it didn't. It made things worse. I can admit to wrongdoing. After I told him this, he would hold me host until I told him we were going to work it out. He tried to kill himself in front of me and handed me a suicide note. He told me he was fine with me being with someone else, so we could both be happy. Then he tried to kill me when he saw us at the house. I had told him he was there and not to come home. He was at work and didn't have a car or license. He came home after he said he wouldn't. Strangled me, shot at the guy, and tried to commit suicide. He held me hostage. I didn't tell the police what he did, so he wouldn't get in trouble. Then he threatened to kill me and my kid if it wasn't his. He broke into the home twice, did major damage to the property, and stole my iPad. So I tried to get a DVO, and they wanted me to file a police report. I only pressed charges after the continued threatening of killing me and my kid. I have a DVO for him. I know I shouldn't have done what I did. I just thought it was my only out. He would threaten suicide any time I wanted to leave. I'm not innocent in any way. I've said things out of anger to him I shouldn't have when we were together. I realized I shouldn't do that anymore. I learned the behavior from my dad. My ex told me it hurt him, so I stopped. So for revenge, he started saying mean things, calling me names, basic stuff. He then escalated to breaking my stuff and threatening suicide when we argued, or I tried to leave. I wouldn't even say anything that warranted that. I stopped calling him names, I stopped saying mean stuff, but I guess I deserved it because I wasn't a good listener and didn't take his feelings into account when making decisions. I understood for a while, but then he wouldn't stop after I asked. He raped me a few times because I didn't give him enough sex. He would do it while I slept, and I felt I could do nothing but cry. Like I said, I was emotionally abusive for our first year, and then he was for the last 4 of our relationship. He wouldn't get therapy with me. He said he could fix any issues on his own, though we now have to split custody of our daughter, 9 months, who is under 1. He has only seen her a few times in her life. He went to jail when she was 4 months old, and hasn't seen her since. He gets her every other weekend until she is 1, then it's every other week. She's exclusively breastfed. She won't take a bottle of breast milk, no matter how much I try. He's going to have her for a full weekend. I'm just so worried and scared. Mostly, I just don't want to miss out on my baby's life. Any of it. And I know he needs parenting time because he is her dad. She needs him like I need mine. I'm just scared for her safety and emotional well-being. She's used to always being with me and breastfeeding for comfort. It makes me want to try and go back to him just so we both have full time instead of split time. I know she should adapt and be okay. I just guess I'm scared she will think I've abandoned her. He has also said he'd hit our kids if we had any, even though he was never hit as a kid. He said he wanted to do what my father did, but not as bad. My father is also mentally and physically abusive. My ex would also beat our dog while she yelped, and he would get mad at me if I told him to stop. He said that he wanted to stomp my cat to death when I got her because I didn't ask permission. Ick. I just don't want her to grow up like I did. I don't want to leave her with an angry man. He said he got anger management, but so did my dad, and he still continued the abuse of my mom and us. My mother has never left. She never protected us. I want to protect my little girl. Something my mom was too scared to do. I'm not sure what I'm looking for posting this. Venting maybe? Advice? Everyone says she will be okay. Everyone says that until she's an adult with trauma, I would deal with the toxicity again for at least a few years, just so I could be with her. The only thing holding me back is my current amazing partner. He's such a great stepdad, so patient and understanding with me. He healed me so much even though that isn't his job. I even told him about this thought, and he said he kind of figured. I have been crying and not sleeping since I heard we had to split custody. He told me he would support any decision I made. He said he understands why I'd want to go back. But he also said he doesn't want me to leave. My therapy appointment isn't until next week. I'm just spiraling. No one wants me to go back, but it's just floating in my mind that I can't protect her from afar. She can't even talk right now, except for saying mama. My heart is aching just thinking about her screaming and crying for me. I don't know if I can be without her. I'm just being selfish. I just love my daughter more than anything in the world. I want to breastfeed until she's 1, and it's just hard for me to pump consistently with all the parts to clean. She deserves a happy, healthy, and safe mom. She also deserves to be protected if need be. I'm her only voice. I would love to co-parent. I'm honestly ready to let everything go. I'm so much healthier and a better person. I love my partner. He helped me through postpartum. Let me be a stay-at-home mom. He is so loving and caring. I don't want to leave, but I also know that when she's gone, I will worry and be so sad. Those thoughts of going back and suffering will come back. I just feel like a horrible partner and mother. I feel so stuck and alone. I never wanted to even think about going back. And here I am,